First night with my husband. My name is Alina. I'm just an ordinary girl from a small town. I never imagined I'd have a love story worth sharing. But my first night as a married woman became a memory I'll treasure in my heart forever. It all began after our wedding. Everything happened so quickly. Photos, after, rituals, tears. I smiled so much that my cheeks began to ache. But deep inside I felt nervous. Not just nervous, afraid. That night, I was going to sleep in a new home with a man I barely knew, now as his wife. I remember standing outside the bedroom, my heart beating like a drum. My mother-in-law gently whispered, "Everything will be fine, beta." I gave her a nervous smile, but nothing could slow down my racing heart. When I stepped into the room, I froze for a moment. The room was softly lit with warm golden lights. Candles glowed near the window. The bed was decorated with red and white rose petals. The pillows were arranged perfectly. The entire room smelled of roses and something sweet, like vanilla. It looked like a dream, but I still couldn't feel calm. My legs trembled slightly. My hands felt cold. I sat down at the edge of the bed, eyes fixed on the floor, heart pounding. The silence around me felt loud, too loud. A few minutes later I heard the door creak. I knew it was him, my husband. He entered slowly. I could hear the soft sound of his footsteps on the carpet. My breath caught in my throat. I didn't dare to look up. My body stiffened. I could feel warmth rising to my cheeks. I tightly clasped my hands in my lap, trying to hide their gentle shake. Then I heard his voice. "Alina." His voice was soft, deep and calming. "You look beautiful." I slowly lifted my head. He was standing near the door, looking at me with a gentle smile. He wasn't rushing. He didn't come too close. His eyes were kind. That gave me a little courage. He walked forward and sat on the sofa across the room, not on the bed. "I know this night feels strange," he said. "And I know you're nervous. So am I." That surprised me. I had always thought men were strong and confident on the first night. But he admitted that he was also scared. That made me feel safe. He poured a glass of water and brought it to me. As I reached out to take it, our fingers touched lightly. That small touch sent a wave through me. My whole body felt it. I quickly looked down. I felt shy, but also something else, something new, something warm. He sat beside me, still leaving space between us. "Can I talk to you for a while?" he asked. I nodded slowly. Then he began to speak. Not about love or bodies or being husband and wife, but about simple, silly things. Like how nervous he was to dance in front of people. How he nearly tripped during the ring ceremony. How his cousin whispered, "Don't mess this up," right before entering the room. I laughed softly. For the first time that night, my smile felt real. He noticed. "There it is," he said, smiling wide. I was waiting to see that smile. Blushed. My cheeks were burning. Then came a long pause. He looked at me, his eyes gentle but serious. "Alina, can I hold your hand?" I quietly nodded again. He softly wrapped his fingers around mine. His touch was warm and gentle, not forceful. My hand fit perfectly in his. First night with my husband, part 2. I looked at him, and for a moment we just gazed into each other's eyes. Time stood still. "Can I ask you something?" he said. I nodded again. "What are you afraid of tonight?" His question was sincere and kind. I took a deep breath. "I don't know. Maybe everything. I've never experienced this before." He gently squeezed my hand. "You don't have to worry. We'll take it slow. This night doesn't have to be what others expect. It should be about us." That one sentence touched my heart deeply. Then he moved a little closer. Our shoulders gently touched. "Can I hug you?" he whispered. I didn't say anything. I just leaned in slightly. He slowly, carefully wrapped his arms around me. I felt his heartbeat close to mine. We stayed like that for a long time. His warm breath touched my shoulder. His hands rested on my back, not moving, just holding me, gently supporting me. Then he said something that truly melted my heart. "You don't need to give me your body tonight. I only want your heart. Your trust." Tears filled my eyes. No man had ever spoken such pure and gentle words to me. We lay on the bed, still fully dressed. He softly played with my fingers, traced little circles on my palm, and whispered sweet thoughts. He shared how he had imagined this night too, but never wanted it to feel scary. "Some nights," he said, "aren't about passion, they're about peace. And tonight, I just want you to feel peaceful with me." I turned to him and softly asked, "Will you always be this patient?" He smiled and kissed my forehead. "Always. You're not just my wife. You're my partner, my friend, my dream." And just like that, all my fears disappeared. That night we didn't rush. We didn't try to create a moment like in movies or fairy tales. We simply held each other, whispered our truths, shared gentle smiles, and felt the start of something beautiful. It wasn't just my first night with my husband. It was the beginning of a bond built on trust, respect, and true love. And now, whenever I remember that night, I don't just think of the roses or candles. I remember how he made me feel safe, loved, and truly seen. My message to you: the first night with your husband is not only about physical closeness. It's about connection, comfort, and care. Take your time. There's no need to rush. Talk to each other. Share your feelings, fears, and hopes. Respect one another's emotions. Be gentle, kind, and understanding. Build trust through love and honesty. Create a safe space where both of you can feel relaxed and free. But remember, don't force anything. Real love is never rushed. Don't stay silent about your worries or discomfort. And don't compare your night to films or other people's experiences. Love grows with time, and perfection isn't the goal. The first night isn't about doing everything. It's about starting something meaningful. When hearts connect, hands will follow. When love is true, time doesn't matter. So be patient, be loving, and remember, a strong relationship begins with kindness, not pressure.